Stepping in the dance, looking like Shabba. Gold rings, gold chains, shining. Gold chaps, gold teeth when I'm rhyming.
Stepping at the dance, it's a madness. Even Shabba knew about my rankings. I'm a general, old school with it. 2-step to boom, I get Bojo with it. Dancing on my section, but we share a love from a distance.
What's up? It's your boy Stanley Bray, and we're back here with a car Actuation Arc review. Yes, I've been late, but this episode, well, this review is to cover the car Actuation Arc as a whole. Tell you what the main thing I liked about it, tell you how it affects the series as a whole, how it affects Team 7, and also how it also impacts the power scaling, all going up to the car arc, going up to the car organization as the main scaling system. But anyway, so the main thing the main theme of the car actuation is not just introducing Kara, let's say the car members, mainly the outers, and just giving us a sense of who are the outers and their purpose and how do they get in. Outers like Deepa and their strength, outers like Victor, how did he get in, and also what his contribution is. Also, the one thing I enjoyed were the fights. I like seeing Borto suddenly grow. I like seeing him fail against Deepa, and also bit by bit, I also enjoy how Boruto is also getting bits and pieces of Sasuke's way of life. Yes, he still rushes into situations like Naruto and not taking them quickly, and not taking them bit by bit in a calm, collective way, like how Minato also did. But bit by bit, he is. You've seen plenty of bloodthirsty moments. You have seen him using his speed in intel mission in a we see him use his clone in a very smart way for him to be a distraction, so he can go and check on the. So yes, there are moments where he could have avoided what happened at 162, but he still uses money. He's a creative genius. So when it comes to the fights, the main part, the one with the Haze Ninja and which he turned himself into a demon, that one. That I'll give a 7 out of 10. Having us when we're talking about the Haze Ninja, the only impact that I see is that they've opened the world to Boruto, Sarah. Not much about Mitsuki, because Mitsuki was raised by technically the world. He was raised by someone who was practically the king of the underworld, freaking Orochimaru. But mainly to Boruto and Sarah, pretty much of shinobi who would risk themselves for missions. So Boruto's naiveness will start to flutter right, and soon he will start to accept it rather than to be, oh, how did I change it? Like how Naruto did, and also how the impact he has as a Hokage, and how he cannot reach anybody. But totally down to one level. When it came to Deepa and his impact, 10 out of 10 rating as an antagonist. He was everything Uroshiki is. No, Uroshiki was supposed to be. Deepa is the Hisoka of Boruto. Yes, Uroshiki will rest in peace for his terrible performance. But my advice, especially with power scaling, do not, no matter how much, even I'm telling myself, do not put Deepa stronger than Uroshiki. Yes, he performed terribly to the point that you could just say, oh, Deepa is much stronger. Yes, so the way he performed, Deepa is a better antagonist than Uroshiki. The way he performed, the way he killed the always met and left him alive as promised. The way he beat Team 7, the way he beat Team Shinki and Team Shikadai so effortlessly. It also begs the question which Naruto explained went into: has Boruto surpassed Shinki? Because around this time, it seems as though that Shinki's battle with Deepa does not last as long as Boruto. So we're gonna go instead of Team 7 versus Deepa. How that go? Boruto didn't show from our side. He didn't show enough of his hacks, Nenjutsu, let alone show any of his speed or his taijutsu, because from what it looked as though in the Mojino Banks arc, he showed up some of his Rock Lee type taijutsu speed, just at the time he has very quick reflexes that like a flicker type speed. He has a small variation of the Jidori. He has a Borto stream which amps up his body. No, that well, it's a stream that boosts his body up forward him, where he can boost himself with fighting, while the other one he boosts himself with, well, no, the clones boost him. He has a lightning jutsu. Borto is said to have war style. We don't know what type of war style he has. Maybe a water gun like Suri. I wouldn't be surprised because since he was able to copy some sort of win variation in the field trip arc into the Blood Mist from Mitsuki. It shows Borto's creative prowess and also how we implemented here in the car Actuation Arc, but also in the Mojino Dynasty arc when he did that lightning technique that teleported him away. That was creative genius from our boy. Let's get it. But anyway, Borto also has he can do Rasan Chidori. It is possible if you want to, but also there are plenty of other jutsus plus summoning jutsu plus other aspirant jutsus plus the Rasengan which he used. The main thing he used, which Deepa kept on trolling him, smack him back, etc. She did a part in being a decoy. She overused her shotgun to the point she was bleeding out. Mitsuki kept getting hit, but he saved everyone at the last minute, and I'm impressed with his speed once again. Another speed feat from Sage Mitsuki, who was able to bring Deepa to one knee. So in comparison to that, overall Deepa won. Tactically, Team 7 was beaten down, except Mitsuki, who was able to use his Sigma to save both Sora and Borto. They're both knocked out unconscious. So the beauty of episode, I believe 167, I believe, it challenged us to see how Boruto and Sora would challenge how they would handle this great anxious defeat. It challenged us. I forgot which one. I believe it's 160. You know what, I'm gonna go. There's 162, 160. No wait, 161. Well, because if you've seen my review on like the starting part of 157 to 160, I already have that in. Of course, I'm gonna check it out. So there's 161, 162, 163. 164. There you go. 165. There we go. So I believe it was 160. No. 166. There you go. I believe it was 167. There you go. I was right anyway. It was to show how Boruto sort of would handle the defeat. They did really well. I love how they slowed down those moments to show how they would handle the depression, the loss, the uselessness that you're weak in those situations. So it's obvious because one common thing about one common misconception about Boruto is that he has a lot of chakra because he's in Uzumaki. The thing is, it was Naruto who had the abundant chakra, obviously, because Kurama. What's so special about the Uzumaki, which was something I believe I recently learned this past year, is that the Uzumaki have a long life force with their chakra. It doesn't give them a chakra boost, but it's chakra longevity. This is why the Uzumaki make great Jinjuriki for specifically the Narutos. You have Mito, you have Kushina, and of course you have Naruto. And there's a theory going around that Himura could be the next Naruto's or after Naruto's death. That makes a lot of sense, and not the whole Boruto thing, which hasn't thrown out the window. No one really cares. Not even Shinobu cares that. But anyway. So, if you've seen, if you go to episode 168 to 169, that is the training arc. But to end this video, how do I like this entire car arc? Has this saved Boruto's terrible rep representation? Well, I think the Mujina arc has already saved it, along with a couple other small little arcs on the way that were not as bad as everyone made them out to be. Yes, there are other terrible episodes and some great arcs that bring it down. As for the car arc, the only parts were the lore arcs, especially with 159 and 158. We kind of just ignored them. Once it came, you got straight into the action. You got to see Boruto fight. You got to see Boruto use his creative mind. You got to see Sarah use her informant mind. You got to see Mitsuki use his, even though he kind of was out for most of the car arc. So we didn't see much from him until the end. So overall, oh wait, I almost forgot how Team Shikida and Team Deepa handled them. So that was in a not really in the car arc. It was mainly in like the training arc, which I will get to. But in spoilers, they got smashed a lot faster than Team 7. So in basic, Boruto is learning 2 new wrestling on it. And I'm gonna talk about in my training arc review, which is pretty much a catch up of all the episodes that I have missed, which is at least 3, even though it's mainly just the training arc. So overall, the entire arc of the car arc was not wanted to show how Team 7 would react when they hit a wall, but also to see how they go forward, and also to see what specifically to need to work on. Boruto, it's since he has a creative mind, how can he make a powerful jutsu with low chakra arc, since he's not tactically smart like a Mitsuki with a Sage Mode, or Jinjuriki like Sudi tactically, or how can Sasha learn more about their Sharingan, because each and every one of the Uchiha when they were her age, the way they mastered their Sharingan, whether it be Itachi or Sasuke or Madara or technically Indra, who's Zetsuki, but king of the Uchiha in a way, they all learn naturally through war, obviously. Well, into the combat. But anyway, it's your boy Sam. Keep a lookout for that training arc, and also keep a lookout for other bits of me. Your boy.
9 Oh,